Good evening, all. It's a rarity for me. I'm actually doing two recordings on the same day. Although the videos themselves will sort of come out over a few days, probably after I've actually recorded this. Normally, there's so long between recordings for me, fitting around my job, that I completely forget what I've been doing. But this time, which is brilliant, I did the first recording this morning, and I actually can do the same one before dinner. So actually, I can remember what's going on, which is great. Last time, if you might remember, here we go, we've got some visuals now, fantastic. Last time, if you remember, we grew our capital from size 5 to size 15, which was pretty impressive, I think, with the help of a little bit of internal trade routes. Oops, just let the map load. Normally I do this before starting to record, but just so everyone can see exactly what I'm dealing with in terms of technology. Voila, all this lovely loading time. So last time, as we were saying, we brought our capital up quite a lot with the help of internal trade routes. We still got the 8 cities that we had last time, but the difference is that our religion has definitely spread nicely. We've been maximising the populations of all our cities based on local happiness. So actually, if you look at it this way, let's go on to the economic view quickly. It's good to show you this. Some people don't like the fact that wide empires don't have as much population, but if you actually add all of this up, just very quickly in my head, we're talking about 45 there, I think. That would be difficult to get with, only 3 or 4 cities. Actually, no, I say that. You could probably do that pretty easily. What am I talking about? But there we go. We've still got room for growth, so this should be good. Now, I remember from last time that we had a lot of cities that were on gold focus, but actually probably we could be doing something useful with now that we have universities available. Let's just double check very quickly the sort of things we could be building castles as well. Again, this is always good if we need to build something. We've got a bit of spare capacity, and we need a building that doesn't have a gold maintenance because we're already spending 109 gold per turn. It's the problem with the wide empire is it goes up and down very quickly. But we can build a castle later. But let's build a university here for now. Congo, just switch you to a university as well. What was the other one? Gishuti. There we go. Change you to a university as well. Now, I apologise if I do this all the time, but it's important on a wide empire just to keep an eye on your populations. We are avoiding growth in Timok. I think we looked at that last time. Avoiding growth here. 7. 4. We were growing the Congo, weren't we? Because we have a few buildings now that we didn't have before. So we've got 2, 3, 4 happiness. If you remember, my religion gives me +1 happiness on shrines with 4 followers of the religion, which we've got everywhere really now. And our population's risen a bit, which is great. So, as we say, we've got local happiness of 4 here. We were going to increase it to 5 because hopefully... because of the military. Because of our social policy with honour, gives us +1 happiness if we've got a garrison unit, which we do, which is great. Now, let's just double check this one. Are we growing this one? Nope. That seems strange. 2, 4, 5, 6. No, there's no mosque here. That's why. Okay. And then this one we were growing in anticipation of getting a Colosseum. We'll have 4 happiness there, but after that, to be honest, I might leave this one at 5. It's this was always my problem city, wasn't it, Pahukwi? So let's stick that back on default focus, avoid growth. Actually, you know what? The production's not great, but the gold is useful. So, well, we can live with that. We're not going to raise that one to the ground in any time soon. So we've got 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, these guys were fine. And I think you go back to the capital from there. Right, wonderful. Right, let's press on. Now, we got a bunch of buildings all finishing this next turn. Research agreements. You know what? I get the feeling we're not going to have any research agreements in this game, apart from maybe with Dido. I don't think Dido hates us like the rest. Yeah, look, she's absolutely cool with me. China is not happy with us, but if you remember from last time, we're going for a military victory. None of the other options, apart from scientific, but again, we're not really geared to that at the moment, are available to us. So we are going military, and we are going to go for China first, because China has a bunch of wonders, and we are very, very greedy people, and those would be fun. Mason Carney. Now, here we go. This is the capital. This is currently having a bit of a growth spurt. Although its population 15, we haven't only got 13 hammers because we are focused entirely on food at the moment, which is all well and Good. Now, we basically need to be building anything that will increase with watermill. I don't like watermills, really. I mean, if you've got plenty of gold, they're great. But, I mean, 2 maintenance, that's expensive, really, for giving 2 food and only 1 hammer when we've already got 39. We can live with not having that one. Circus Maximus, we were going to build National College, close, Ironworks. Ooh, Ironworks I would prefer to build first, and that's coming in 3 turns. So, let's build something for 3 turns first. What can we start to build? Let's put 3 turns worth of building in for the university, and then we'll come back to that. Okay, the Artist Guild is done on Timok. Now, if you remember last time, we've put our writers in the Writers Guild. That's filled up for us nicely. We're getting quite a few points towards great writers now, which is great. I'm going to just keep using the word great. It's going to annoy me now. Actually, we might think about working the national epic here and putting a garden here, maybe, because we're getting we're going to be focusing on the writers and the artists in the city of Timok. We might think about doing that. Let's just see. So we've got 25 production here. We've got very little gold, but if I start to put these in here. Yeah, we're losing a lot of production if we do that, so I'm tempted to take 1 out of each. Just have 1 going on each one. We'll get some writers to get extra culture. We're going to burn our writers and we're going to burn our artists because we're not going to go for a tourism victory. I think we've left it a bit late and we haven't got some of the wonders that we need to do that. So there's no point trying at this precise moment. For now, we will build a university. And we will press ahead. Wonderful. Well, it looks like we're building universities pretty much everywhere now. Apart from the eternal thorn in my side is still building a library, but there we go. That's fun. Now, I seem to remember we were currently going towards banking. There we go. So after universities, we will be pressing towards banking because we can get a lot of extra gold with a wide empire when you start to put banks in. Now, if you remember our spy last time, we were spying on the Chinese, who are ahead of everybody in literacy, so I thought they'd be a good target, but we sent him to Beijing, and he was killed pretty quickly. So we are going to send him to Shanghai, using the theory that if their agent was in Beijing, then maybe there won't be one in Shanghai. Now, I know that the chances of stealing a tech or the possibility of stealing a tech is based on the potency of a particular place. And I think Shanghai, even with its bigger population, will be in a more difficult place to steal tech from than Beijing. Beijing's likely to have the National College and various wonders that increase science. But we're going to go for it anyway. We'll see if it works. If it does work, it might be quite a good strategy, actually, because we can, be focusing on the second city of places to steal from rather than going straight to the capital, which is likely to be defended. But we'll see. It may be that the scientist comes back and go, I'm sorry, I couldn't find anything for you, which we'll deal with in time. Okie dokie. Everyone desires everything. Again, city-states, we're not worrying. We should be worrying about city-states, really. We're being a bit lazy in this game, but as we say, we killed the Congo. Congo was once a city-state because it had King Solomon's mines. No way I was having that amazing 6 production wonder in my territory without me taking it. I think it's fair. It'd be interesting to see if other people would have done that, but I definitely thought it was a good idea. Now, there are excuse me. There are plenty of things that we can be doing to get friendships with city-states, but you can see here our faith is way off the leader. I imagine that will probably be China. We're not going to waste any money on city-states, I don't think, because if you, for instance, only 20 influence, we're going to get 40 influence we can get, and then we lose 1.5 of it per turn. As I say, the city-states they're not happy with me, so doing quests for them is, whilst I'll get a short-term benefit, it's not going to help me in the long run. Okay, get a library going in Washaki and Mason Carney. Now, we're going to switch to the ironworks. I absolutely love the ironworks in my capital. It's very rare I get this when playing wide, but I'm looking. Look, production 8 extra production for no extra maintenance whatsoever. That is amazing. It's so amazing, actually, and considering I'm going to get that 8 production even if I'm on food focus, I'm actually going to switch to production focus in order to get the ironworks as quickly as possible. Also, I'm going to keep, as I've discussed earlier, I'm keeping specialists where I can in the workshops because I want some great engineers. Those guys are going to be brilliant for me. So 17 turns to ironworks. I'm going to lose out on a bit of growth. We've gone considerably, we've lost about half of our growth capacity, but in order to get the ironworks, it is worth it, I promise you, because we will be able to be building almost at double speed whilst growing the capital. That seems like a win-win to me. So, National College should be on its way pretty much after the ironworks, actually. Bahukwi and Washaki are going to be done with their libraries very soon. And actually, once we start building a load of universities, we're going to be very close to being able to get Oxford University as well. I have to say, I always laugh seeing Oxford University as a named national wonder that you can get that is you know, treasured to be one of the best things in the game. A, there are plenty of universities in the world that are equally, you know, capable, especially in the modern day. I appreciate Oxford University has a lot of history, but as someone who has been there and who has lived with it, I am amazed that people think so highly of it. It is a place of it's a questionable place. Let's put it like that. Ah, dear, that always makes me smile. Anyway, Mason County, we're going to go towards there. We're going to put some food, keeping the food production towards our capital. You can see here we've got all 4 trade routes, all giving food into the capital. It would have been brilliant to put the capital on the top of the sea. Thinking about it in the long term, because we could be getting double the food from these trade routes. The negative to that, though, is unless you plan it well, unless you have a little bit of an inland bay, like for instance here. If we were to zoom in here, if our city was to be on this triple food farm in the natural bay, it would have sea access, but it would have minimum actual coastal or sea tiles in its sort of 3 radius of workability. Because the problem with putting a city on the coast like Adkidka, for instance, as soon as you get over a population of about 20, you start having to forcibly work these tiles, and all of these ocean tiles are only going to give you 2 food each, as opposed to every other tile, which will happily give you, you know, 3 to 4 resources on the absolute minimum as you get later through the game. So you can get to a high population quicker, but you can't support nearly as high a city. Here we go. I expect the next round of denouncements coming. Come on, Ethiopia. Number 2. He's not denouncing me. He is offering me money and an embassy. That's a turn that I was not expecting, I will be honest. I didn't realise I didn't have an embassy with them. I'll be honest. Now, as you can see, we've got plenty of resources here. I'm actually going to be trading. I think let's just trade these away. Even if I can't get the full 6 or 7 gold that you could normally get. Oh, come on. You were just offering me that, weren't you? Oh, what happened there? Oh, did I put the ivory off? Oh, like an absolute idiot. I apologise. That's really stupid of me.